What's up and what's happening, Auburn fans? How are we doing on this Friday evening? I am extremely sorry for not going live last night. It was a long day at work. I joined WNSP yesterday afternoon at 5:30 on the Sports Drive to talk about the Auburn Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs matching up tomorrow night at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So I took that quick call and I was on there for the second time in 2 weeks. Crazy to me. I used to call that radio station when I was a kid, and I used to talk about high school football and report scores and all that. And I always wanted to be a part of it. Now I'm going on there to talk about the Auburn Tigers. I think that's pretty special. How are we doing tonight, Miss Devin? War Eagle fam. I'm right there with you, War Damn Eagle. So I wanted to hop on here real quick. I'm not going to be extremely long because I'm going to watch Shadarius Tootle, the Tootle brothers. Him and Shamar are playing at home. The Cottage Hill Warriors take on the Bayside Academy Admirals tonight. And that is for 3A Region 1. That is for the 3A Region 1 title. The winner of that will basically take a 2-game lead because they're both undefeated in region play. And I believe Bayside's only loss was to St. Michael's, which is coached by Phillip Rivers, and his son, Gunnar Rivers, is a highly touted 2027 prospect, I believe, at the quarterback position. So I'll be there tonight. Oh, my wife. Hey, I'm headed to get the kids. So today was an early dismissal, real quick, before we get into the football talk. Today was an early dismissal for my daughter. My dad, I'm at work. My dad, he calls me and he's like, hey, it's not really fair if I get Emma out, but I'm there and I don't get Levi out. And so I was like, yeah, just call Kelsey, and make sure that's cool with her. So my dad, he's ready to get both of them. And so he calls Kelsey and says, hey, I got a car seat. I got all the stuff that I need. I'm getting Levi as well as Emma. So they both got an early dismissal today. So they've been chilling with Gigi and Pawpaw. And the wife is headed to get the kids. And I am headed to Cottage Hill to watch a little high school football. So Brett says, what's up, Blake? Brett, I have missed you, my guy. Glad to see you back in here. I'm in Auburn, going to cheer on the boys regardless of the coaching staff. I joined WNSP last night, like I said, and that was majority of the conversation. And Daniel, I see what you put. I'll get to that in a minute. It really wasn't about game talk. It was about, is this it for Hugh Freeze? Is this the final go for Hugh Freeze? Is this the last hurrah for Hugh Freeze? And what I basically come to was, if they get blown out, if they get treated like Notre Dame treated Arkansas at home in front of 88,000 people, I think it probably is the last hurrah for Hugh Freeze. And I just think if you keep it close, you're going to try to give him another week. Some of those guys at WNSP, they disagree. They think regardless, like, he's coaching for his job tomorrow night. My thing with keeping it close is, if you show signs of improvement, and just say you go out and you lose 24-21, I don't think with Missouri coming to town next week, you would fire Hugh. If you lost to Georgia 24-21, I don't think you would fire him. Now, if you lose 42-21, I think you're cooked. All right, I think you're cooked. I think you're toast. I hate that we're in this situation again. I really do. I hate that we're in this situation again. 42-10, I think he's fired. If Auburn loses 42-10, I think he's fired. The reason I don't think Auburn loses 42-10 is because I think Xavier Atkins and DJ Durkin, who runs this defense, Robert Woodyard and Kayan Lee and all of those guys, Jay Crawford, Keldrick Falk, I just don't think those guys are going to allow it to get that bad, right? Keyron Crawford, I don't think those guys, Malik Blockton, those guys have kept you in football games. So I don't think it's going to get bad, especially in front of your home fans, that environment's going to be just nasty. That environment is going to be just flat out insanity, especially of what you have at halftime coming up is Cam Newton. And I've said this multiple times. So if you're an Auburn fan and you disagree, don't kill me for it. But I wasn't here for Bo Jackson. So Cam Newton, in my opinion, is the guy for my time on this earth. Cam Newton is the guy. He brought the crystal ball to Auburn. He won the Heisman Trophy. He was the number one pick. His jersey retirement. That fan base is going to explode. All right. It's going to be outrageous in that place because they're going to have little clippets of Cam. They're going to have pregame stuff with Cam up on the Jumbotron and all of that stuff. That place is going to be bananas. So I'm not sure if Georgia, who isn't a high-flying, powered offense with Gunnar Stockton and, all his weapons, and he's got a couple out there right now, but they're still not great. This ain't a Texas Tech offense or a Baylor offense that is coming into Jordan-Hare. So I don't think it's necessarily going to get that bad, Daniel. I don't. I don't think it's going to get – what they put up, 35 on Kentucky, 38, something like that. So I don't see them coming into Jordan-Hare and doing something similar to Auburn, who I think is substantially better on defense than Kentucky. And I think Auburn is substantially better than Kentucky on offense. As bad as it's looked, I think they're better than Kentucky on offense. So I just think Kentucky is the worst of the worst in the SEC this year. War Eagle Blake hoping for a win, but I just won't believe it until I see it. That's basically what I told him yesterday, Andrew. Down here in the radio station in Mobile, Alabama, 105.5 WNSP, I basically told them that I just don't see a way where you do a complete 180 off of a bye week or whatever. I just don't think you are what you are at this point. Remember last year when we were getting clocked and I said, guys, we're not going to win many more games. I was like, we're not going to a bowl game. Matter of fact, I think it was after we lost to Cal. And all of these people got in the comments and they were like, you're so negative. You're just always negative about Auburn. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you the truth. And you just don't want to hear it. That's the thing. Because we all love Auburn. Okay? We all love Auburn. But you just don't want to hear the truth. That you're not winning many more games. And this year, I think Auburn can win some games, but your offense has to improve. And I just don't think that this coaching staff offensively wants to commit to running the football. Now, one thing I said yesterday was, do you want to win games or do you want your offense to put up numbers? Do you want to win games or do you want your offense to put up numbers the way you want it to, which is to throw the football? Georgia, what do they struggle with? Back into that secondary, kind of shaky, right? That front seven, they love to stop the run. I think they give up like 82, 85 yards on the ground a game. What does that say right there? We've been saying, run the football, Hugh. Run the football, Hugh. Run it. Run it. Don't stop, even if it's for the 2 to 3 yard gains. Boy, I think Hugh Freeze is sitting over there going, oh, man, they give up 82, 85 yards a game on the ground. Man, this is my perfect time to drop back and throw it. They don't have a pass rush. It's the perfect time to drop back and throw it. That is what scares me. That right there is exactly what scares me. Is he is looking at this Georgia team saying they don't rush the passer. They're good at stopping the run, and they're lazy at stopping the pass. And boy, it wouldn't shock me if Hugh Freeze tried to drop Jackson Arnold back 40 times tomorrow night. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't. But that's not Jackson Arnold's game, too, right? I think we're getting a lot of hate on Jackson Arnold because we're asking him to do way too much. We're asking him to do way too much. Jackson Arnold is not the quarterback to drop back and throw it 35, 40 times a game. He's not. That's not his game. It wasn't his game at Oklahoma. It wasn't his game in high school. It's not his game at Auburn. Another thing that's crazy to me is we kept seeing the speed sweeps with Eric Singleton Jr., moving the linebackers, getting their eyes flowing, getting them going one way and hitting them backside the other way. We don't do it anymore. We do it like one time a game, and we pick up 11 yards, and we never do it again. Baffling to me. Just insanity. Insanity that we no longer do it. Now, they asked me last night, Blake, what is this offense going to have to do? I said, well, you're going to have to be patient, which means, like Oklahoma, you gave up on the run way too quick. You gave up on the run way too quick, man. And then you see Jeremiah Cobb busting out a 44-yard run in the fourth quarter, and you're like, oh, man, why haven't we been running the football? It's Auburn's MO. That's their bread and butter. It's what they do. It's what they've always been known for. But you don't want to do it. So guess what? Tomorrow night, you're going to have to. 2 and 3 are going to come tough. But it's going to put you in front of the sticks where you've been playing behind the sticks. You're going to have to cut down on penalties. This is what I told them last night. I said, hey, guys, you're a lazy football team right now. You don't have an identity on offense. You're lazy. There's continuous false start problems. There's holding problems. We bust a big play downfield. Boop. There's that little yellow dirty rag. Back them up 10, holding. You're undisciplined. And I don't know if we can coach that out of us in a week's time. I just don't know if this offensive coaching staff can do it in a week's time, because guess what? I've been watching the same thing for year 1, year 2, and year 3. Y'all said that I was mean. You said that I didn't give Auburn its props, and I was too hard on Hugh at times, and I was just too nasty on this team at times. I can't get in here and tell you that it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows tomorrow night like you want to hear, because I think Auburn loses the football game. And I think we're going to have to sit down and have some discussions. Do I think we get blown out? No. But will Twitterverse will be on fire, because you are retiring Cam's number, which in my opinion, the guy who I got to see live is my guy. I know the old timers love Bo Jackson. Hey, I love him too. I just never got to see him play. So Cam's my guy. We're retiring Cam's jersey, and we're going to lose. Come on, man. It can't be like that. Even Cam said it. Cam said, dog, I want to go roll Toomer's corner after you retire my number, dog. I want to go roll Toomer's. I don't want to lose. Man, that's where we're at, though. That's where we're at. Our fan base is already talking about basketball season. And I have to get on here and defend how we aren't a basketball school. We're not a basketball school. And people are like, yeah, you are. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, we just built a $100 million football-only facility because we want to win in football. Yellow fella is giving all the money he possibly can to football, and we have a coach who doesn't want to run the football. He wants to drop back and throw it 40 times a game. Because guess what? Tomorrow, Georgia, I think they're going to make Jackson throw the football. But guess what? It's the same thing as last year with Oklahoma. Same thing with this year with Oklahoma. They're going to want you to throw the ball, but you keep grinding the ball on the ground. Do not give up on the run game. It's going to be there, man. There's going to be opportunities. But for these two backs to have 8 carries in 60 minutes of football is absolutely pitiful. It's pitiful. I don't care however you want to slice it. It's pitiful. It was pitiful last year when he only gave Jarquez 13 touches against Vanderbilt. Man should have been getting 25 touches. Whew. Hugh, brother, if you see it, don't go out like this. Don't go out like this. Don't go out like this. What if we have a 21-10 lead at the half and lose the game? Daniel, that could be the nail in the coffin, brother. That could be the nail in the coffin. And the reason I say that, it would be a close loss, but man, how many more punches can you take? How many more punches can Hugh Freeze take? You lose to Georgia year one. Should have beat them. You lose to Alabama off the Mill Road Miracle. Should have beat them. You lost to New Mexico State. Well, hold on. You didn't lose to Mexico State. You got blown out against New Mexico State in Jordan-Hare. You lost to Cal in year two in Jordan-Hare. You lost to Arkansas in Jordan-Hare. How many more punches can you take? Because if you're up 21-10 at half and you lose this football game, you're toast, brother. You're toast. These fans are not going to put up with it. They're not. They are not. I'm telling you. Miss Karen checks in and says, War Damn Fam. Miss Connie says, War Eagle. Oh, my God. Brett says, I just want him to let the ball go. You speaking of Jackson? Look, I think Aaron Murray said it best. This is a complete failure with everybody. It isn't just Jackson. It isn't just the receivers. It isn't just the running backs. It isn't just the offensive line. And it isn't just the coach. It's everybody. But I'll tell you what, when your quarterback doesn't want to let it rip, he's failing you. There is no way that Xavier Chaplin, who's been getting a lot of heat, respectfully, I mean, I get it, but he's been getting a lot of heat. In that Oklahoma game, he pushes a guy 8 yards up the field. That R. Mason Thomas cat. He extends him way past Jackson Arnold, and he still come around to sack Jackson because Jackson does not want to move with the pocket. He doesn't want to step into the pocket and throw the football. He is a statue back there right now, and it is killing Auburn. I told y'all the other day, I saw that meme where the graphic or whatever it was, where it was like the only quarterback in the SEC not to have a turnover. That's terrible. That right now at this point of the season is awful because you're holding the offense back. Let it rip, man. That Aaron Murray breakdown, there were plays there that Hugh drew up that were open. You got to throw the football. And what did he say? If you're late in the SEC, you're not going to play very long. I just want a new OC. Yeah, that's an ego thing too. You told us year one that Philip Montgomery was the problem. Obviously, he's not the problem. That was just a fall guy. We keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again. It's the definition of insanity. I'm getting to where we can't be still before the snap. If they accomplish that, then we have to worry about holding and John not throwing the ball. Yep. I'll tell you another thing, too. I don't know if y'all have noticed this with Auburn, but there is no sense of urgency with Auburn. There's no sense of trying to get into tempo, which I think could possibly help Jackson. It could get him into a little bit of more rhythm. Instead, Auburn is making checks at the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left on the play clock. And then they're having to hurry up, and then Jackson's like, come on, snap it. What are we doing? It's every play. We're running the play clock down, and Jackson's in there, come on. Y'all, I do not like that. I don't like it at all. I think Auburn, when you have a successful play, you should go, get on the football. NASCAR. That's just me. Someone needs to coach the coaches on how to coach the offense. Oh man, ain't that the truth, Karen? Ain't that the truth, man? It is it's been brutal to watch. It's been brutal to watch. And I guess it just shows that whatever Hugh has said, where he continuously says, well, we got to go back and watch the tape and run the ball. Or, there was some things that we missed here, but I got to go back and look at it. Brother, what are you looking at? Because you've had plenty of time. I don't get it. What are you looking at? We got two jumbotrons, some of the biggest in college football, and we can't even put no points on them. Can't even put no points on them. It's pathetic. Pathetic. So, look, drop final scores in the comments. I want to see y'all's predictions. I got my prediction 24-13, Georgia. I just don't see this Auburn offense cooking anything up. I don't trust Hugh Freeze at this point. I think it's GG's at Auburn, and I think Auburn will be looking for a new coach. I think Kirby Smart is the guy. I think he's going to be well prepared. And like I said, I just don't trust our head coach. So I think Georgia, 24-13. They win one. I think the Auburn defense does everything that it possibly can to keep Auburn in this football game. I think the Auburn defense and DJ Durkin plays one hell of a game. But at the end of the day, they fall short because of the Auburn offense. So let me know, like I said, in the comments. Hey, merch is down in the comments. There should be a link down there below the video. Go check it out, man. Share the video out on social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Would love that. It would help tremendously. We're growing, man. Like, we're almost to 700 subs. It's been a couple of months of growth, right? We started out at like 400. We're almost to 700. It's been great that you guys keep adding. So appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go watch some high school football, man. Big crowd expected tonight. They're saying to get there before 6. So I got to get out of here, man. Cottage Hill, the Tootle Boys, trying to wrap up 3A Region 1. I'll keep y'all updated in the game day group chat if you want to hear how Shadarius is playing. He will be at Auburn this weekend. Talked to Pops earlier. He said, I'm going to the Cam Newton game. I'm going to the Deep South's oldest rivalry. I said, that's what's up. I'll see you tonight, though. So I'm headed out of Cottage Hill. I'll holler at y'all. Love y'all. Hey, War Damn Eagle, and I don't care about my prediction. Let's go win a damn football game, man. I'm out.